I'm not looking to be supplied. I'm looking to be the supply.
Can't nobody between us and the dope no more.
I want a direct link. My product, my rules.
Now you want people to see you, Kanan.
I don't want them to see me as me. Not who my mother is.
You will always be tied to her.
If you want people to see you as you gotta let them know who you are. This is a variable business, Kanan. You can't predict much except trouble. It's a constant.
The king is back. I think it's time I show my face up in this motherfucker. We got common enemies.
Why kill both of us?
I think it's time I show my face. The king is back to take his crown.
And I'm looking to be in a different kind of business.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're here with the season 4 episode 4 preview of Raising Kanan, where we're about to break down all the clues, details that we receive in this trailer for the next upcoming episode, mainly focused on Rock and Unique. This war is about to heat up more than ever. Even though he's already started making moves and hits against Rock, it seems like he's about to take it a step further with a new unlikely alliance. We're gonna reveal who this character is, how it connects back to the older seasons of Power and Rock, and why this person would choose to help Unique and everything like that. But also gonna talk about the moves that Rock is about to make, the next step in her plans, get from under people like Stefano, Quan, so on and so forth. So we're gonna go ahead and break all that down and how all this could possibly turn out by the end of season 4, who will likely be on top, who will be dead and gone. We're gonna break it all down. So as usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and also let me know any other videos you want to see. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So for starters, we got to read the episode 404 description. The way we were, Unique forms an unlikely alliance in his vendetta against Rock while she inches closer to a new drug enterprise. Kanan takes advice from Snaps and Pops, and Jukebox's new friendship leads to a violent encounter. Now, obviously, the first thing we got to focus on is Unique and this new unlikely alliance. Now, we got a scene and clip of it from the trailer, and we could hear him saying, "Rock killed me and you. We got a common enemy."
We got common enemies.
Why kill both of us?
Now, based off this, it had to be someone that we've already seen or heard of within the show. And a lot of you guys were telling me down below in my comments that it was this guy Damon. So I went back, I went through the whole entire season 2 to find everything I could on Damon. Now, obviously, we know Rock was moving into New Jersey. She wanted to create territory there. So she said Damon was going to be in charge and running everything. Obviously, this caused problems with Sal and the Italians and everything like that. And Unique, they currently were on the outs with him, but he had a connection with Sal, so he was able to connect both groups to one another to have everyone working together. But Sal said the only way he will allow this is if Unique is in charge, someone he actually trusts. So after giving this property and this opportunity to Damon, Rock of course had to take it away from him and told him, "Hey, you're gonna be Unique's number 2. You're a lieutenant now, you're not in charge." And she basically told him, "Hey, you could play ball, or you could take your ball and go home." And he was like, "Fuck y'all," basically. He's like, "I'm good, I'm out." He's not dealing with it. So a lot of people believe that this is him. I guess it makes sense with it saying it being an unlikely alliance. Going through all the other seasons, I don't really see anyone else it could be. And I also don't think it's gonna be a new character that they just randomly introduce out of nowhere. So Damon is more than likely the character that he's gonna team up with within this next episode. Now, other alliances that's possible for Unique that I don't think this is necessarily referencing right now is of course Quan and Stefano. Now, we know he was working with both of them prior to Rock joining back into the game and taking his spot because she thought he was dead. He had a good relationship with Quan, good relationship with Stefano, and currently it's looking like it's gonna be the opposite for Rock. Now, Quan, we already know her and him has some tension. For whatever reason, he decided to randomly up her prices, and then we know in the last episode, Unique killed the two owners of the Chinese spot, and he was related to them, like that was his cousin, boyfriend. Yeah, it was some relation or whatever. So he was pissed about that, told Rock to find out who it was, and he also told her that she's replaceable. Now currently Stefano and Rock don't have any problems, but we gotta remember Marvin killed the nigga. Stefano told him not to, told him that dude makes him a lot of money, just scare him to paying, but the dude was talking too much shit. Marvin was crashing out. Everything went left, and a lot of these episode leak descriptions lead us to believe that Marvin made a lot of mistakes. Rock is going to be trying to make up for it, and also that their supply is going to be running out. Unique is going to take back control, so it's very possible that he gets a hold of Quan and Stefano as well, and just starts to bleed out Rock and the Thomas family. Now we know this Rock and Unique war is going to rage on probably to the end of the season, but there are two major things that could have it take a turn for the better or make them possibly try to resolve it. One, of course, the pregnancy. We'll talk about that second, because I want to dive into something we just saw in the last episode, which is of course Vanessa. We know Unique has been following her around since he's been back, and when he robbed the stash and everything, took the money from the Chinese spot, he went, brought it to her, left her in the mailbox. Now this is very important because I think it'll come back up later. We know Rock and Vanessa initially didn't have the best relationship, but when Unique did go missing and Vanessa pulled up on her thinking she had something to do with it, they did talk, they did have a conversation about everything. So I do think they're on good terms, and she could possibly think that this money came from Rock. And we know Unique, he's been following them both around. He's been just hiding in the cut day after day, just watching both of them basically. So I do think if he was to possibly see them interact, this could be interesting. Something that if it was to take place, I think that'd be a good idea. Maybe build more attention. Maybe he'd be curious what it's about. I don't know, that's just an idea. I know he did leave her the money. Maybe she just never pops back up again, but I'm hoping they set this up for something bigger. And then of course, as I just mentioned, the pregnancy storyline. We know Rock was pregnant with his baby. She of course had the abortion, but she told Juke that she believed she could have loved Unique.
Did you love him? I think I could have.
Now, I said in a video prior, and I even seen someone say it in my comments, it's funny how all this could have been cleared up from a single conversation, but you know, Unique jumped to all these conclusions and it's probably gonna get to a point of no return. But I do think they wouldn't have introduced this pregnancy storyline or angle if it wasn't gonna come back up. So it's gonna be interesting to see when Unique and Rock are finally face to face, when he reveals himself, and the conversation they're gonna have, because the conversations they've had with one another since season 1 has always been the most interesting conversations to me. It's always like a game of chess.
It's a long game, Nick. Ain't about who start. It's about who finishes.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I just hit the buzzer beater though.
Where this person gets the upper hand, they think they're 2 moves ahead, somehow the other person gets back in the running, they have a chance to win. It always goes back and forth, so I can't wait to see when they're face to face what is said to one another. I also think Rock is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, no pun intended, because currently everyone around her is not really with her. Lou currently obviously is not in the game, more so focused on the music side of things and also his rehab. We got Marvin, who of course once again lied to her about going to see Stefano about catching the body, even though Andre the lawyer told her the feds saw him and her meet with Stefano separately. Also Kanan, he's continuously trying to work his way from under her. We see going into this next episode he's gonna be meeting with Snaps and Pop. They asking him how he want to be seen, and they saying he always gonna be connected to Rock. He said he don't want to be connected to her, he want to be seen as himself, not who his mother is. So I think in the long run she doesn't really have nobody that has her back 100%, who is just keeping it all the way real, and I think that's gonna begin to make everything fall as well, especially the fact that we see in this next episode she's trying to become head of the table. She wants a direct line to the supplier. She doesn't want to go through Quan, doesn't want to work with Stefano. She wants a direct seat. and that is not likely to happen, especially because once again, like I said, Unique is gonna bleed them dry. I didn't even talk about the continuous things he's gonna do. We didn't see him burn down the other Chinese shops yet. I thought he was gonna do it after he killed the Chinese couple. He didn't, so that means that's still to come. We didn't see him break into the storages and warehouse and kill all those men, where we hear in another trailer them addressing Rock saying, ever since we started working with you, our men have been getting attacked.
Like those of us in business with you are now being attacked.
So we see it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse for her. So I do think by the end of the season, Unique will possibly end up on top. It will be a lot of collateral damage on the Thomas family side of things. And I do think both Unique and Rock make it to season 5 for the ultimate showdown. I don't think they both make it out that one, but that's another story for another day. I do think ultimately Unique wins this war. He had all this prep. He's coming full force. I just want to see the conversation they finally have when everything is revealed about what actually took place, if they even get to that point, because once again, I think with everything that's about to take place up to that point, it will possibly be way too late. Overall, that's it for this video. You can let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything down below. If you think his mystery alliance is someone else, a lot of people seem to believe it's Damon. It kind of do look like him from the scene we received. And once again, going back through the earlier seasons, I really couldn't find no one else it could have been who knew about Unique and Rock, who Rock did wrong or even let live long enough to the point where he could team up with Unique. So Damon is looking like the likely option. But as I mentioned as well, it's likely by the end of the season he turns Quan, Stefano, and everyone else, because their Rock and her family are gonna get on their bad side. So this war is looking likely Unique is gonna take over in the long run. The Thomas family is in danger. I think a lot of them, well, at the very least one of them won't make it out to the end of the season. We're gonna have to wait and see. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be doing a video on Famous, as we got a lot more clues, details, and hints about him in the last episode. But as usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.